Okay, let's now go and send the request to the server, and let's delete the cell from the front end. We're going now to the Xcode and we'll go to our home vc.swift. We'll scroll right to the bottom. Right after the option button clicked, we'll create a new function which will be func delete post. Open and close round brackets and open curly brackets. This function will delete or sends request to the server to delete the post. Okay, very good. So first of all, we will have to delete it using our ID of the post. So here I'll create a new reference variable ID, which will be of type integer. Okay, so first I will create a here we will prepare request to be sent. Prepare request. I'll create a new constant which will be URL equals to URL, open the round bracket, select the method with the string, then write here HTTP right slash localhost right slash FB right slash delete post.php. Copy this link and let's insert it in a new tab so it shows missing required information, so everything typed correctly, and put exclamation mark. Then we'll create a body. Let body equals to, in the quotation marks we'll write here ID equals to left slash, open and close round brackets, and the round brackets make the reference to our ID. Okay, then we will create a new variable which will be request. Var request equals to URL request, open the round bracket, select the method with URL, and write here URL, the constant which we here created firstly. Okay, so then we'll declare the method for the request. HTTP method will be post. Then we'll write request.http body will be our body. Data using .utf8 encoding. Okay, so here we're done, and now we will launch, or we will send the request or execute request. Here we'll write URL session dot shared dot data task with the URL and completion your request. Data task with the request and completion handler. Request, the request which we got now created. Data for data, response for response, error for the error. And as you know, everything we want to do in the background queue. So here we'll write dispatch queue.main.asynchronously. And here don't forget to write .resume. Okay, first we'll check for the error occurred or not. Error occurred, and here we'll write if error is not nil, then return, and here we will write everything correct. Here we'll write do and catch. Here we'll return as well, and in the do we'll use the safe mode to access the data. So we'll write guard let data equals to the data, else return. Okay, brilliant. Here we will write receive data from the server, safe mode of casting data. That one is JSON error, and here we will now access our JSON. We'll create a new variable. Let JSON equals to try JSON serialization dot JSON object with the data and the options. The data which we have here accessed. Then options will be dot allow fragments. Very good, and we want to cast it as an dictionary, dictionary. And here we want to print out our JSON. Okay, here we are accessing JSON via data received from the server. Okay, let me now here put an UI, this alerts presentation. Here we'll write, that one will be server error. Here put exclamation mark. That one will be the data error. Here we're putting exclamation mark. That one will be JSON error without the exclamation mark. Okay, very good. So this request will, if it is executed everything correctly, it will just show us the JSON, and it will remove the post from the server and all comments related to the post. Okay, so there is one more thing here. We need now to remove the cell from the background. As you remember, we must remove all the data related to the cell. So how we can do this? Related to the cell, we have got posts, avas, and a picture. So nothing more. So this three, we must do a cleanup for this. Okay. So I'm coming back here. So first we'll write posts.remove at. Here for us better to use the index path. So here instead of the ID, I'll create a new variable index path, and it will be of type index path capitalized. So post remove at index path lowercase dot row. Then we've got avas dot remove at index path dot row. Then we have a pictures dot remove at index path dot row. Beautiful. Here we are doing cleanup of the data stored in the background of our logic in order to keep everything synchronized. Synchronized means the number of posts must be equal to the number of cells. The number of avas, these are avas, must be equal to the number of the avas. The number of pictures must be equal to the number of pictures. And one more thing here, liked, we must clean this up as well. So I'm going through skip and limit, we will not touch, is loading, we won't touch. Here, that is the light color I have created. And this is, we're not going to touch as well. So liked we'll also need to remove. Okay, here we'll write liked dot remove at index path dot row. Okay, so here we now need to access the ID. So we'll write let ID equals to posts. Then in the square brackets, we'll write index path row, then coming out from the square brackets, exclamation mark, then again square brackets, we're accessing ID. And that is the reference. Here we are accessing ID of the post, which is stored in the tapped cell. So let's say if I click this, this will access the ID of this cell's post. Okay, so since we remove everything from the arrays, we do a cleanup, then we need to write table view dot begin updates, then we write table view dot delete, table view dot delete rows, and here we, in the square brackets, we write index path, which is our reference variable. Animation will be automatic. And then we want to end update. Table view dot end updates. That is remove the cell itself from the table view. Okay, so we will now build and run, and we must be able to delete our post. So I'll open now in my browser. I'll open the PHPMyAdmin panel. I'll go to the posts. So it's building in my case. That one we need to cast it as integer. This ID must be an integer type ID. If let's say if we won't remove one of these arrays, so it will get crashed because the number of rows and number of data in the rows must be equal because every single row is accessing this data. Okay, let's say I got this my new post. It's a pictured post. My new post, that is the one. Both of them are pictured. And I will just check which one is mine. I believe that is the one. Yeah, that is the one. It has ID 9. So we will delete this. I'm going back to Xcode. I'll clean my log. And I'll click this. Delete it. And yeah, we forgot to call the delete. We forgot to call this function delete post. We're coming back to the option buttons clicked, and here in the delete we'll write delete post, and as the index path we must assign the index path of this cell. So as you remember, we need to do it via tag. So search in your home VC a value tag. We have done this for the comments and the like button. So we'll write here cell.options button.tag equals to index path.row. Then we again search next for the tag. Here we're again writing cell.options button.tag equals index path.row. Then we search further and again we'll write self.options button.tag equals index path.row. Then next, here we'll write self.options button.tag equals index path.row. And that's it. Okay, beautiful. Now we're coming back to our function where we run the alert. And here option button clicked sender, we write here option button of type UI button. And here we'll create a new variable index path row will be equals to the option button dot tag. Here we are accessing index path of the button and then cell. Okay, so that is our index path, how we can create the index path itself. There are two ways. Here we can write index path row, which will be of type, let's say, integer, and we'll just replace this with that value. That is one of the easiest option. And here we'll put this index path row. And here we'll just recall this function. Delete index path row will be our index path row, which we just now declared. Or another good way to use this will be, rather than repeating these two values, we'll put here underscore and here underscore as well. So we can write it like this. So one method number one is to just create this index path row, and method number two is to create the new variable, which will be of type index path row, not the integer. This is integer. And using this index path row, we can access the cell. I'll show you now how to do this. We can do it in another way like this. Index path equals to index path from capital. Open the round bracket, select your row will be index path row section 0. And here we can make the reference to the index path. But this is easier, it just directly we're doing this. Okay, we can now build and run our project, and we will be able to delete our post, comments, and all likes related to this post. And yeah, here, because we change it to the integer type, what we will do is we'll create a new variable. Let index path equals to index path from capital, open the round bracket, select the row and the section. Row will be index path row, and here we will put 0. Or just rather than index path row, we can just directly write row. Okay, we can now build and run this. So first we prepare request, then we make a cleanup, then we delete the cell from the front end, and then we send the request to the server. Okay, so this is our project. It has the ID 9. I'll just clean the log to see the latest update, and I'll click here delete, and here we go. Post is successfully deleted. Beautiful. So I will click now posts, and it got deleted. Okay, let's see which of the posts is having a lot of comments. So post number 8 is having a lot of comments, and post number 8 is my latest post after making comments VC. So that is the one. And here we have a comments, and I will put like as well. And here we got likes. Okay, I will just delete this post. Here we go. Very good. And I'll check likes got deleted, comments got deleted, and the post got deleted. So beautiful, guys. Very, very, very unbelievable result. Great job. So this is how we can delete now the post. So we have done now with the all post related. I've been waiting to cover this delete post section till we will finish with the all information related to this post. So that is really amazing, guys. Congratulations.